very, very special Mi365 broadcast. Every month we have a member of the month, and I'm delighted to, in a moment, I'm just going to share this in a couple of different places, but I'm excited to share with the world who this member of the month is. Now, those of you that are joining us, you might even want to try and guess, who could our member of the month actually be? In fact, it's so hard to actually decide each month who the member of the month is, because it sounds a bit like corny, but there are so many people that have become great examples to other people in how to live your life, in how to be the person that person actually wants to be. And I know it isn't always easy to work on yourself and whatever it is you want to achieve, whether it's to be slimmer, fitter, healthier, have your dream job, sort your finances out, whatever it is, it's not always easy to do. But Mi365 definitely is a vehicle for many people to create a great life. So without any further ado, because many of you hear enough from me, because I could get in the Great Britain talking team, I'm delighted that our member of the month is the amazing Sofia Best. Sofia, how are you? Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Pete. It's great to be here. I'm absolutely thrilled to be this month's member of the month. So thank you so much.
Well, it's a pleasure. And for us, the real key word is one of the major reasons why is because of consistency. You are definitely one of the most consistent members that we have. And it's just awesome to see just how consistent you are. So tell us, first of all, how did you feel when we called you up and said that you were our member of the month for October?
I couldn't think why Hannah would want to speak to me. And when I was told I was going to be member of the month, I was absolutely astounded. Part of me just didn't believe it, to be honest. And the following day, I was even thinking, did that really happen? It was quite surreal. So I feel very privileged because, like you say, there's so many people in the group that are so deserving.
Yeah, there really, really are. But you know, I've watched, I think, probably all of the videos that you've made, and I've seen your journey. Tell us, what have you achieved since you've been a part of the Mi365 family?
I've achieved so much, Pete, and it's only when I reflect back and look at how far I've come on my journey that I really realise exactly how I've changed as a person. I've always been quite outwardly confident, but inside not so. Whereas inside now, I'm very comfortable with the person that I am and who I want to be. And I'm not afraid to show that to people that are out there now. And that's something that's only just happened very, very recently. I always felt quite vulnerable if I shared anything about what I was doing. This enormous fear of failure and not being good enough and not being worth anything, which I've been with that for my whole life. So since I've started 65, my confidence has soared, and yeah, I've got a relationship with myself. I know who I am.
Wow. You know, it was interesting because I didn't think you were going to say that straight off, you know, because I know that there's some physical changes as well, right, in terms of what you've achieved. And I love the fact that you were talking about the inner change first of all. And, you know, it's interesting, isn't it? Because to become more confident, it's not tangible in the sense of like this phone, this computer, but in one essence, it's probably the most tangible thing because it's you. And you showing the world that you're comfortable about who you are. So I'd love to explore that a little bit more. But also, what have you achieved from a physical point of view? Because you've lost weight as well, right?
I have. I've lost 3 stone.
Wow.
It's not. I can't explain it. It's just I didn't diet. I obviously followed good, healthy principles, and I was exercising. And the Magnificent 7 is very important to me, and I follow that, you know, every single day. Yeah. Very important. But once I really started to get to know myself and build that relationship with myself and like myself, love myself, the weight just started to drop off. So it was a combination of all these different things that I was doing. And I almost sort of turned around one day and I had people saying to me, "Crikey, you've lost a lot of weight." And it seemed like it happened very, very quickly. But it was that emotional release, and from all the past, problems, issues, concerns that I'd had.
Wow. So you've lost that's incredible. So that in pounds, that's what's that, 36 pounds, is it? No, 42. It's a lot. It's a lot of pounds. Maths is not my strong point.
Yeah.
So you've lost weight. What about the actual way you feel about your body right now?
I absolutely love my body. I've had a quite a hateful relationship with my body, and I'm not somebody that's been able to look in the mirror and say, "Wow, don't you look fabulous?" Whereas now I look in the mirror and I appreciate everything about my body and everything that she can do for me.
Yeah.
I don't. Yes, I've got lumps and bumps, and I'm not perfect, but none of us are. And that's one thing that I've learned through my Mi365 journey, is that perfection doesn't exist. And everything, striving for perfection, you just continually let yourself down, disappoint yourself, should on yourself. Yeah, it's great. I can't explain it.
Yeah, I think sometimes things are quite hard to explain, but I know, listen, you're doing a really great job of sharing with everyone that's watching here right now, what you've achieved, because a lot of people want what you've achieved. So what do you think it actually comes down to in terms of creating that desire or that promise or that commitment? What does it really come down to, do you think? What was it that really made you to finally decide, you know what, I'm really going to go all in here and create the life I want?
I could see the changes that were happening very, very early on. The way that I was thinking differently. And don't get me wrong, it took time and it took perseverance. And as you said, it took consistency. But the changes in the way that I was thinking and the way that I was dealing with my duck, started to happen fairly quickly. And I started to like the person that I was becoming.
Yeah.
So I've built on that. Like I said, I've used the Magnificent Seven principles. I journal every single day. I'm on my third Mi365 journal, which is, absolutely fabulous. That doesn't a day go by when I don't write in that. And it's just when you start to see the changes and things start to happen and your relationship starts to change with yourself, that you just want to build on that and you just want more and more and more.
Wow, that's a really interesting point. We must talk about the duck for people that don't know what the duck is. But you just said there about it took time to see the changes, but once you started to see change happening, it became a lot easier for you. And I think that's real words of wisdom to anyone that wants to change something in their life. You've kind of got to be a little bit patient, right, in order to see results.
Very patient, very patient. And it's not a straightforward journey. As you talk regularly during your broadcasts, there's many obstacles, there's many challenges along the way. But what I've noticed is the way that I now deal with those obstacles and those challenges. And I don't look at them as insurmountable mountains that I can't get over. I tend to problem solve and look at the ways that I can get around them. There's lots of things that I'm wanting to achieve, and there's lots of obstacles in my way, but I'm now so much more confident that I can actually get to where I want to be.
So tell me about your duck. So for us, we talk about the duck being the voice in your head that tells you that, you can't do things, that won't work. Tell me about your duck.
My duck's called Beryl, named by my husband. Don't know why. But I had an army of ducks before I started this journey. I had so many ducks in my head, and they were all telling me that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't worth it. What was the point? You always fail at everything. You never complete anything you start. Honestly, I had an absolute army of ducks. But now I think I know my duck a little bit better, and I am beginning to realise when it's my duck talking and not me.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do have to take a step back and say, "Do you know what, Beryl? Just shut the duck up for 1 minute.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear that." But sometimes she can offer me quite good information, and I'll say, "Okay, I hadn't considered that." So it sounds really strange, but yeah, I've got a relationship with my duck, and I know when, you know, I need to listen to her and when I just need to dismiss her.
Yeah, and that's where the power is, right? Because we all talk to ourselves. It's never ever going to stop. But when you become more aware, you realize you actually have many choices. So I know you're obviously a Mi365 elite member. Tell me what being elite means to you.
I started with Mi365, and like I said, I very quickly started to see the benefits. So as soon as I found out about Elite, I didn't hesitate. I just joined up straight away. I think Elite just gives me that more consistency. It gives me that one-to-one, you know, contact with an amazing group and yourself. And we get to work a lot deeper on some of the, you know, the subjects.
Yeah.
So yeah, instead of working on the surface, I found by being an elite member, and I've been elite for quite some time now, you go more into depth, you learn more, and it just encourages you more, and you know, you want to learn more.
Yeah, well, I really cannot emphasize this enough to you. I just put my duck down. That you are elite in every sense of that word. The word elite means you're a part of a select group of people who are all striving towards something. And what is amazing in the background here, you can't see this, but there's a number of Mi365ers who have been writing comments, and there's Kate's comment up here. I'm not sure if I can. When you start to see the changes, you want to do more and be more. But there's a lot of comments that were coming up here before from people showing huge amounts of support to you and encouragement. What is the community of Mi365 Elite? What has that meant to you? All these people that you probably didn't even know before.
That's really kind of everyone to make positive comments. I do really appreciate that, because we all need to hear that, you know, we're doing well and that we've got a good community around us. The Mi365 community is like nothing I've ever known, Pete. It's, you know, and you could say, well, I'm bound to come on here and talk to you and say that, but it's the absolute truth. I feel like I can be in these groups and I can be myself, and I can show my vulnerability if that's what I want to do, and I can share my story. And if it doesn't go very well, or it doesn't go quite as I plan, that's okay, because all I've got in this group is support. There's never a crossword between anyone. We are there just to purely support each other and help each other and share each other's journeys. And it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it is. I'm still amazed by it myself, to be honest, because you can't buy a community. You have to create it, and that community has been created. And yeah, it's very exciting to see where that is going to go. But talking of where things are going, where are you going now? What is on the horizon for you? What are you working towards?
I'm working towards leaving my job, just over broke. I don't know when that will be. I've got five years until I officially retire from that role. But I'm actually I'm writing a workshop at the moment, because I really want to share my story and I want to empower other women to do the same.
Wow.
So I am writing a workshop called Realize Your Potential. And it is about enjoying the journey to your destination, particularly looking at weight loss and building that relationship with yourself. So I'm doing that. I do a lot of ancillary roles in my current job, and they tend to be coaching, mentoring, looking after my peers, that sort of thing. So I'm looking to develop and go in a coaching direction too.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that, helping me achieve my mission of inspiring 100 million people. Because if I inspire you and you go inspire people, those people don't even have to know who I am. It really doesn't matter. But the world needs inspiration, and it needs people like you who are the example, who have shown people the way. As you've said, it's not about being perfect. It's just about being the best that you can be. So, you know, we talk about with Mi365, you know, and you've heard me talk about this a lot. You know, the M in the Mi stands for, you know, meaning in your life, mindfulness, having mentorship, and the I, that's you, and the dot above the I is, you know, what is it? What is your burning desire? What is it? What is your definiteness of purpose? And I'd love to ask you that question. What do you feel that you were put on this earth to do?
That's a really difficult question to answer, because it's something that I have been working on for a long time. And I thought I had my definite purpose, and I thought I knew what my why was, but I'm not quite sure I'm there yet. And I've been working with Gemma Taylor on this as well. And I have, several questions that I need to answer and go quite deep on. So I definitely know that I want to work with people. I'm very people orientated. I like to help people, and I like to see their success. I like to nurture. So it'll definitely be something, coaching, and like I say, sharing my journey and working with women who aren't happy with themselves and are very unhappy with the life that they lead.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do. But what my actual why is, and I know you talk about 8 words, I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah.
So that's okay, because I know some people are concerned about not knowing what their why is. And when people do know that and share that, there's this feeling like, oh, I don't know what mine is, and I'm not quite sure. Right. But it doesn't matter. I think, towards it, that's the important thing.
I think you're right. I think a lot of people are searching for this, this big thing. And we spoke about this a few weeks ago. This, like, it doesn't have to be a big purpose. It can be a noble purpose, which could be to be the best husband, the best wife, the best person. It doesn't have to be massive. And I think you found it, which is you want to empower people, and you are that empowered person. So look, I really appreciate your time. I just think lastly, I'd like to ask you, what would you say to anyone that's considering becoming a Mi365 elite member? As most people know, tomorrow, I mean, people will watch this probably for the next few weeks or months or years. Tomorrow, we open the doors to elite again, and giving more people the opportunity to be an elite member. What would you say to people that are considering?
If you're in my journey and because basically you're going to want to know. The more you learn, the more you're going to learn. And unless you're in a small people, but a small group of people, we get one contact with yourself, with the webinars, all the masterclasses. If you're really serious about your journey and wanting to make changes, then join us, definitely.
Listen, thank you so much. And in summary, you are the perfect person for us to have as member of the month, mainly because of, well, lots of things, what you've achieved, but you've been extremely consistent. Consistency really is the key. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in person soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Now we can just see me on the screen. Thank you so much, guys. That was really inspiring. Please leave some comments. Feel free to share this. This is a story of someone who has taken their life into their own hands, taken control, and achieved greatness. And we can all do that. We can all achieve so much more. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to get on the waiting list to be elite, there's a link in this post here. Click on it, and tomorrow you can find out more about what is involved there. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you soon. Ta-ta for now.